right, Pedro, we're live right now. What's going
Back,
on,
baby.
everybody?
We
What's
back.
There's so many different options on this StreamYard thing. I don't. What's going on? There's a new layout. I don't want to press any buttons and make kick everyone out,
I
but
know.
it
I
looks
noticed
pretty
that.
cool.
It is different. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. It's been I don't know. Has it been a week? Pedro, it's
A
been a week.
week. So we missed last Wednesday, last Monday, and we missed the Wednesday before that. So it's
So
been
week and a half,
yeah,
perhaps.
almost 2. Yeah, we could have.
It's
Yeah.
been a week and a half.
Been a
Yeah, it
minute.
feels long.
Been a minute.
It feel like it's been a minute, but it's glad to have the band back together again.
Yeah.
Great to see my good friend Pedro
You too, man.
here to talk about random shit. How you doing, Pedro?
I'm good. We were just talking about some random shit before, weren't we?
Yes. Well, yeah. One of these days we'll talk about that publicly. I'm ready, but it could be a
Yeah.
bit uncomfortable, especially the people who are going to be listening.
Right.
They may ask some questions too. But appreciate everyone who's in here already. I see Kuala is in here. I see Levi Giants all the way, of course. Lee.
Yeah.
You
Eli,
know,
I was about to say Eli Manning because they're the same person. Daniel Jones signed that big contract. So
yeah,
good
he
for him.
signed that big contract. So it's been a lot. And I have some album recommendations, so I've been listening to some music. I think R&B is back.
What?
Well, it's one album, but I loved it. So I don't know whenever you want to talk about it, because I can probably
Okay.
go 20 minutes just
Okay.
talking about that album. There's some other stuff I was listening to as well. But yeah, the NBA is going on right now. The pick, Pedro's pick to go to the finals, the Dallas Mavericks have been playing really, really bad. So,
Okay.
Pedro, explain your team.
Uh, man, I hate to be this guy, right? And I think they're still going to make it into the playing game, but they're not looking good. And I think when you add a Kyrie, and I think when you add somebody like that, a dynamic personality, but also a dynamic player, one or two things can happen. And it just seems like ever since Kyrie's left Cleveland and wasn't playing with LeBron, he's just not been a great fit for Boston, Brooklyn, and then now Dallas. It doesn't seem like it's working. And they were playing better basketball without him, and they got him, and they've been playing worse basketball. Their winning percentage is less, their efficiency is less. Just about every metrics is less. Luka Doncic looks like he doesn't even want to be out there anymore, where you couldn't have said that a couple months back. So I don't know what's going on, but it's not good.
Not good.
He's such a great basketball player, and I don't know, man. It's weird. At this point, 3 different teams now. The last 3 teams he's been on, something just seems off. So it's I'm a little surprised, but I'm not surprised because it's Kyrie. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I'm surprised that you picked the Dallas Mavericks, because I already told you that it wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
And
You did.
Kyrie,
You also told all of us that the Brooklyn Nets were going to win a championship. So
and
let's just calm down,
I'm really
man.
upset. I'm
All
so
right.
upset about that. I'm so upset because it is Kyrie's fault. Kyrie should have just stayed on the damn team. The team was going in the right direction. Yes, Kevin had injury, but he was going to come back. They were rolling. They got, I think, to the second place. All Kyrie had to do was just ride it out. They, the East is a little weaker. They could have made it to the finals. I think that they may have to deal with the Celtics and the Bucks, maybe the Heat, but he just had a sticker, and the guy couldn't do it. I want to leave right now. All random, because he's still butthurt with what's going on with the GM and the owner. Then you go to the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people said it doesn't work because him and Luka are the same player. They got to hold the ball. They need the ball the whole time. No one can play defense.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and in the West is just too tough. And I think Luka it's now, he talked about being frustrated, and it was beyond basketball. So it sounds like there's some other issues he's going through. Some rumors, nothing like verified, but it must be some family issues with his mom, suing his mom. Some crazy stuff that may be happening for him. But Kyrie could just stayed, man. Just stayed. Stayed. That was a good team. And now I'm kind of happy he's not here.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't work. Now he's mad with the fans for booing.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad. I saw that video. He's like talking to her. I just don't. my thing with Kyrie is, I think without knowing the man and never breaking bread with him and having, a conversation, seems like clearly a deep thinker, clearly very well read, smart, intelligent. You could tell like there's something beyond basketball there, right? Which whatever, but you can tell like he seems like a good dude. Like he does, but I think maybe it's, I read a thing where they were comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, right? Super talented. Both these guys are super talented, like
Yeah,
one of ones, very unique in how they do things. They make it look very effortless, both of them, Aaron Rodgers, Kyrie Irving.
yeah,
But like they kind of seem like I'm saying Kyrie's a good dude and he's smart and he probably is, but they also kind of carry themselves as if they're better than everybody, right?
yes, that's a
And
good
when
way
you
of saying
do that in a team setting with other professionals that are also very, very good, right? It can rub people the wrong way. And I think that lack of chemistry has shown with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers has only won one championship, and he's one of the better quarterbacks of all time. And Kyrie, like he's also won one, but I think these guys think that they're like shit don't stink. They think they're better than everybody. And I feel like it's a fair comparison. And I hate that for Kyrie because I think the guy's super smart and does a lot of other things pretty cool. But like
it. Yeah.
you just can't, the basketball stuff, man. I don't think he'll ever win a championship again. If you can't do it with the Mavericks and Luca and all that kind of stuff, then I don't know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would take him at this point. I mean, he's already
Yeah.
getting. He got, he has one of the better owners of the NBA, and he still can't get it right. Jason Kidd's he gained, he definitely gained my respect as a coach, especially
Mhm.
last year. He knows how to coach, at least for defense, and they can't stop anybody. He's throwing his hands up. It's getting to a point where they stop listening to him. Luka's not gonna
Yeah.
go anywhere. So if something goes, things start to break apart, the coach is gonna go.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate because I thought things would get not be. I thought they should be much better than this. Like right now,
Yeah,
yeah,
they should be.
they're kind of stuck in that bubble. They may go in and playing game. Lakers. I feel like the Lakers are surging a little bit. I think Lakers are going to be there. Dallas did win today. They beat the Pacers, 127-104. So all right, they end the skid. So they're
Yeah.
back in the play-in race. We'll see what happens. I mean, the NBA season, I will say this is exciting because there isn't a runaway favorite,
Yeah.
in
Good
my
point.
opinion. I
Yeah.
don't see it. I mean, the one seed is the Nuggets on the West and the Bucks on the East. Who knows those two? Will you think those two are going to meet up? I don't think so.
No, I mean, I think
Let
this
me show you. I'm
NBA's.
going to show you the map real quick so you can see
I
something.
mean,
Have a
and
visual.
Memphis, even without Ja, Memphis really played good, and then Ja came back and they still won
Yeah.
a
Oh
little.
yeah, we're
So
going to talk about
Memphis is
Ja a
one of
little
those
bit too.
teams,
Yeah.
like Memphis Nuggets. I mean, yeah, I mean Lakers can be really scary if they're held. When AD's on the court, he's a monster, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's just a lot. I mean, if any of these teams win, the Celtics, the Bucks, if the Cavaliers went on a run, if the Sacramento Kings are second in the West, I believe so, right? Sacramento's a really good team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just a lot. Just 7 or 8 teams. I think if they won a chip, I really wouldn't be surprised. So
All right, so I'm gonna throw a crazy one. I changed my mind again. So obviously the Nets had totally boned me. They boned me really bad. I gotta put this comment up because it's the best comment so far of the evening. Hannibal always have those cool
yeah,
specs. Thank you,
does.
Ceci. Appreciate you. They're very important for me to point that out. Thank you very much. I shit you not. I probably have about 10 different pairs of glasses.
I feel like you do
Yeah.
have like red frame ones, regular ones.
Yeah.
These white ones got to be new. I don't think I've seen those
Yeah.
before.
Very masculine. Very masculine is when you have different color glasses to match your outfits.
Is it?
Very.
Do you have bags to go with the glasses too?
How dare you? How dare you, Pedro?
Hey, hold up. That's the thing right now. Listen, you go to any event and dudes all carrying around the
what is
little
that?
Merces and
Yeah,
shit.
what's
I don't
going on?
know.
What's going on? Because I see it too. It's like over the shoulder. It's like
I don't know. And
it's like they have pockets because that's most women wear the purse because they don't, with the outfits don't have the pockets, which is great because you don't need pockets to move. It's distracting us for seeing those thighs. in that bottom, and especially considering it's going to be summer coming in. It's getting warm. The summer dresses should be out. I don't
Dresses
want to
should
see no
be out.
pockets, no
Yeah.
baggy pockets. Have that purse. But men, full pants, got joggers with pockets, and he still got that sling bag joint. I don't
Well,
understand.
some of these guys they got to have their little money with them. They got to have, I guess, a phone in the bag. What else does the guy really
NBA
need to
players love
carry?
this too. Remember the
Yeah,
meme from LeBron when someone asked him a question? I think they probably lost,
yeah,
and LeBron got up, picked up his bag
and
like
walked
an
out.
auntie, and walked out. And
Yeah,
first, I think he had like a weird suit where he had like
he had a
shorts.
he had short. It was a short suit, and that wasn't even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is these guys and their purses. Now, listen, that might offend some of you guys, and that's okay because it is what it is. Everybody can have an opinion. Pedro and I have a podcast. We talk freely. Listen, what the hell are you guys carrying in these bags? Okay, let's say you've got a lot of money. That's cool, but like, it's really just a flex. I feel like it's just like, look at me. I got this nice Coach or this Gucci bag, or
Yeah,
I don't even know whatever they.
but yeah,
But
but it
like,
used to
what? But
be.
it's a fashion thing. I get it. But like, what do you really have in there? Is it chapstick, lip gloss? What do you have? Glasses like Hannibal? Like, what do you have in the bag? Like,
Well, you need an extra pair. You need maybe your
okay,
sunglasses in case it
yeah.
gets, the sun is hitting you.
If you're Ja Morant, you got a gun in there. So obviously,
You
some of
got you
those
got some
guys have,
weaponry
yeah,
in case shit
weaponry.
goes down, as in the life of John Moran. Back in the 2000s, like early 2000s, mid 2000s, when Kanye came up, people wore the backpacks,
The
which made
backpacks.
more sense. They were
It
luxury
does.
items,
Yes.
but at least you could put some stuff in there. But
Well,
now
but
with the small,
you got it on it. You got it on your back. You're not carrying it around like a fucking purse. Like, listen. I just don't. I don't. I think it's a fashion thing. To
yeah.
me, it's inconvenient. So now I got
Mm.
to go out and I got to worry about where my purse is at in my little bag.
Yeah,
I'm
because you
good
gotta go
like that.
get your change, and
You
you're
got
like,
to
oh,
get
I think I have a
nah.
coupon in here somewhere, and in case you're at the grocery store. Listen,
I'm
I
good.
mean,
I
we
can't.
all listen. We talking manly stuff. We're talking about NBA basketball. It's the manly stuff, and yes, a lot of the players do have purses. I
They
don't know
do.
what is it called. It's called a merce.
I
Is
feel
this
like
the
it's a
name?
merce. Yeah, a merce, a satchel. Some people call them satchels if they're like
Oh,
more of
that sounds masculine. Yeah, I have
a
a
bag type.
satchel. Yeah, that
But
sounds.
I'm just gonna call them a purse or a handbag because that's what they are.
Are you
So
against fanny packs back in the 80s, back in the 90s,
listen, I'll
the
tell you
one
this.
around the waist
I'll tell you
joints?
this. A fanny pack is more appropriate at this point, in my opinion. But that's just me. I wouldn't wear one. But at least you don't have to be lugging it around. You got it around. You can turn it around so it looks like you got a belt, and then you got. But like the little purses,
I used to get I had the one where the back it was around your waist, but it was behind me.
yeah, that's
So
yeah. Those I mean, those seem cool at least because they're like they seem a little more accessible. I don't know, man. I just couldn't imagine going somewhere. Like me and the family went to the circus yesterday. Had a cool time. I couldn't imagine being at that event and having a bag I gotta put somewhere and like it's just weird to me.
no, a fanny pack would be a fantastic for you, especially with a little baby, because you can put stuff
Yeah,
in there, the binkies and their little toys,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you'll know that you're the dad. You're the dad, and
True.
you're not cool. There's nothing
Listen,
cool about this.
I might just get me like a really ugly fanny pack and just rock the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like get
Yeah,
one of those really just ugly ones and just make it like a thing.
yeah,
Maybe I'll do that, but I
yeah.
can't do the merces. I cannot. I just
No. Well, we were supposed to make a betting for the upcoming NFL season where
Mhm.
we talk about the Giants and the Bears. And I was going to ask you, but I guess I'm waiting. I guess we're waiting until after the draft to see what the Bears pick up, but to see who's going to win the most games, because I already have your punishment. I already know
Oh,
what you go.
well, after this conversation, yeah, you have the punishment.
I already know it. No.
Oh,
Something
okay.
even worse that you have to wear, and you have to wear it if the Giants
Okay.
win more than the Bears, and you kind of already know because you already talked
Daniel
about it.
Jones jersey or something or what?
No, maybe that too, but probably not. Probably way worse that you're not gonna like it. But
Oh,
we'll talk about it. Don't worry, that's a
okay,
tease
okay,
for
okay,
later
cool.
on. But
Well, listen, I mean, I'll say this right now. Well, if we want to segue to a little NFL or whatever, the Bears have had the best offseason so far.
yes,
The Bears are killing it, and we haven't even drafted yet. And the Bears are, I mean, we've added some pieces, a good wide receiver. We lost the one running back, but we're going to be fine. We picked up a guy. The Herbert kid's going to be fine. Our wide receiver core got better. We're going to draft the offensive lineman. We got an offensive lineman. We made some defensive moves. the Bears could be an NFC team to be dealt with. I really believe that because we already had a couple. We started a lot of rookies last year, especially in the secondary, and those guys are going to only get better. Look out for the Bears. That's I'm just going to say
Yeah, I
that right
mean,
now.
once they realized, they didn't have the best season, so they were able to get a little high up in there in terms
No,
of the draft
we had a really
choice.
bad season. Yeah,
But the idea that because usually what happens is a team is that bad, they're going to probably pick a quarterback because things went. That's usually what happens. But they already have their quarterback, and I guess they didn't see anything that was coming from the college ranks that was going to be better than what they
going to
have.
be better. Yeah.
So there was like, well, stop the nonsense, and I appreciate this. Instead of because we get this every year, right? Like, what are they going to trade down? And like, no one really trades down, and the Bears like, yeah, we don't want a quarterback. I'm
We
sure
still got
everyone else
we
wants.
still have the 9th pick.
And he still got a ninth pick,
And
so
you can get value there. So for me, it's like, do you take Bryce Young? Do you take this CJ Stroud? I think his name is.
yeah.
But are they going to be better? Are they going to show more promise than Justin Fields? Probably not.
Yeah, I think
So,
Bryce like as tall as us. Like like you
yeah,
can't
he's
see
pretty
over
small.
everything.
He's pretty
Yeah,
small.
and you're a guy like a machine, and your dude. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think he showed enough that he can be a good quarterback with a good team around him. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Giants. I mean, we locked up our guy, so it doesn't really matter what happens because we got.
Listen, he's your guy now for the next 4 or 5 years, period. Right. So you guys invested into him. I do think it was a good move. If you look at his numbers and he got him to the playoffs, I think it was smart because quarterback position is hard to get stability and fill in this league. So good signing, great signing. You got to get some people around him. You need a wide receiver. You need a better tight end. You need some things to help him out. Obviously, you got the good running back. You got a good coach. I think the defense is really solid, but he's got to have somebody he can throw to so that he doesn't have to always run. Same with Justin Fields. He had to run too much last year. So DJ Moore, solid number 1 wide receiver, right? So the Giants got to do something similar, I think.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he did run did help Saquon a little bit because I think Saquon was taking so much of the beating. At least now they don't know what's going to happen. I can either give it to the running back or run it myself. So, we'll see. And again, I want after the draft, I want you to be coming in confident, saying, "Hey, Hannibal, I think the Bears going to win more games than the Giants. They're going to win 15 games. They're going to win." I'm like, all right, cool.
Listen, the Bears ain't winning 15 games, bro.
Well, and I want you to, to be real confident so we can have that bet.
Oh, Hannibal's really setting me up. This is going to be
a setup.
Yeah,
I can either go. This can go. Just like the Brooklyn Nets thing.
Yeah,
totally backfire in my face, and the Giants may win 2 games. So we'll see. Enough to hear that all season. That sounds like a lot of fun. But Lamar Jackson, man. Hey, so he announced that he requested a trade back at the beginning of March. Like I said, March 2nd, he said, "I want a trade." I don't know, Pedro. Got to get an agent, man. I mean, that's all you got. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about this situation? Do you think he's going to play for the Ravens?
I don't see how he can. I mean, I guess I think what they put the tag on him, right? Yeah. Where basically another team could match it, and then that's pretty much it, right? And then they get some kind of picks or whatever, or pay him more, which will probably be what will happen. He's definitely going to. It depends on what happens with Aaron Rodgers. He's trying to go to the Jets, but that hasn't happened. I mean, a lot of people talk about the Lions now that the Saints have their guy, right? The Saints got Derek Carr, I believe, right? So he's going to be with them. So I feel like the Lions were the perfect match. But I mean, I think Lamar Jackson cost himself a little bit of money by not having an agent clearly. I think if he had an agent, he probably would have signed maybe even something last year before the season even started, or maybe at this point, and he would have got the money he deserves and feels like he deserved. I think he cost himself a little bit of money, but I also can't be completely, from a business standpoint, like upset at the Ravens because the guy's been hurt. He's been hurt. He's missed significant games over the last couple of years, right? And the way he plays football, his best asset is his legs and his mobility. He can still throw, but the way he gets out of the pocket to get to the throw or just run all together, that offense is built around that. So if you're the Ravens, you're like, hey, well, we got this other guy that's not Lamar Jackson, but we could build an offense around this guy and probably win a similar amount of games. And why, and get him for the fraction of the price. So not having an agent screwed him up. So
that's the problem. It's about professions and time and experience and know-how and expertise. He is expert of a quarterbacking, right? That Lamar Jackson put his 10,000 hours to master being a quarterback. And then he tries to either hire his mom, and I don't know what his mom has experienced with agents, probably not to this level of multi-million-dollar deals.
Yeah.
They're not doing it right. You need a professional in there because a professional would be negotiating. You would not be, Lamar would not be personally hearing how they don't think he's worth the money that he's asking for.
Yeah.
It's bothering him mentally. It's kind of like, you guys don't like me, but it's not about them not liking you. He's putting a lot of emotion into it. It's business. It's negotiating. We don't think you deserve 120 something million dollars guaranteed because you get hurt too often. That's really it. Your style of play, you miss games. And also, I think there is some level of collusion that I don't think they're not able to ever discover this. Just like the Colin Kaepernick. They're probably with some evidence, but not enough. Because you don't need necessarily have the entire NFL team in one room smoking cigars, discussing things. Just enough of them. Just a few of them. At a golf course.
A few of the heavy,
your Jerry Jones is your Robert Krafts, I was gonna say Dan Snyder, but I was like, he's in the league anyway. But
you make you're 100% right about that.
And they're like, listen, we cannot give this anybody what Deshaun Watson have. Yeah. No, you cannot give. And again, I think Deshaun Watson probably is he doesn't get hurt that often, so he at least gonna play those games.
I think Deshaun Watson will probably have a pretty good year next year.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be.
But what the Cleveland Browns did by giving him 250, whatever the amount was, guaranteed. They want this to stop, and they're probably making sure. That's why no one's trying to pick this thing up. We cannot give this guy this much money guaranteed with his injury past, and I think that's the problem. So Lamar is like he took a bad. It's like bad timing a little bit, but it's also he saw what Watson got. He wants what Watson has because he has accomplished more. So and it does make sense for him to want that amount of money, but it's just not going to work because now the owners they're like, yeah, what the Cleveland Browns did was stupid, and we're not going to do it, and he's stuck. So I don't know where he's going to go. I think I saw what Hector put in, trade him to the Patriots for a second and fourth. I don't think that's enough.
It's not, but the Patriots. I mean, Bill Belichick's a big fan of Lamar Jackson. He's spoken very nicely of him, in certain interviews, and the Patriots. Obviously, I mean, who knows who's their quarterback? They got their rookie, and they got Mac Jones. They got Mac Jones, and then they got that Jarrett Stidham, right, or whatever his name is. You know what I saw? Speaking of quarterbacks, Cam Newton.
Oh, yes.
He did a pro day at Auburn. I saw some videos of him saying, there's not 32 better people to me. Who are these random guys getting jobs? I love the energy, but Cam Newton has been good since 2015. So he hasn't been good. It's been 8 years since he took the team to the Super Bowl and was at the MVP level. And every year since, he's gotten worse. Do I think, speaking of collusion and things, right?
Yeah.
Do I think there are teams that just don't want Cam Newton? Yes. And I think it's because his personality is so big that you can't have him as a backup because the guy works really hard. And, you got to play him because he is talented, but he's not really good anymore. So it's tough that have your backup outperform at practice or in whatever your rookie guy or your main guy. So it's how do you justify not starting him, but then you start him and he's just kind of mid. He's just average. At best.
It reminds me of a little bit of Carmelo Anthony a little bit. And Carmelo don't seem to have a big issue in the locker room, but it's he's such a big presence. First of all, can you afford him?
Melo was a beast with the Knicks.
Yeah, definitely.
He was a dog, man.
I mean, it's funny. I just saw this recently. When Carmelo, because Carmelo and LeBron James came in the same year, Carmelo won the Rookie of the Month every month of that season, and LeBron still won Rookie of the Year.
Are you serious? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Wow,
You
that's
look at the
crazy.
numbers; they're
Wow.
comparable. I think LeBron had a little better, I think, assists and rebounds, but
Yeah.
Carmelo was a scoring machine right out the gate.
Carmelo.
Like he was just dropping. But it was interesting that, and also he was playing in a more contested. I mean, he was in the West.
He was in
That's
the
how
West. He got
great
him to.
Carmelo
He
was.
got him
He was,
to. I think just about either his second or third year, he got him to the Western Conference Finals. They
yeah,
lost to the Lakers and Kobe
yeah.
Bryant, Paul
Like
Gasol.
he
So yeah,
he he's playing a much tougher thing. But I think LeBron was just, he had the greatness thing, and he showed out being a rookie and just dominating the East as he was doing for what, a decade. So,
yeah,
but I feel like that where when a really good player is no longer a good player, and even when they can tell you what you want them you want to hear. I don't mind being second fiddle. I don't mind being on the bench. And then everyone that kind of knows that person knows the mentality of like, we don't believe you,
yeah,
and you're gonna cause us more problems. And then
yeah.
that
But
could be it for him.
I think Melo after New York, he had stints with the Rockets, OKC, Portland, and some of those teams. He was coming off the bench,
Yeah, that's true.
the Lakers, and he seemed like there was no. You didn't see him complaining. You didn't see
That's
him.
true.
He was just trying to play for a good team, trying to get a ring. That's what I felt like. He was
Yeah.
going to contenders, and he was still putting up decent numbers. And he wasn't the Melo that he was back in the day. But basically now he's a 3-point specialist. That's what Melo does. He shoots up a lot. He shoots a lot of threes. Doesn't play a lot of D, but he'll get you some boards.
Yeah.
And occasionally he might be able to drop you 20 points if he goes off from three one night. But I wish he was still in the league, man. I'm a big Melo fan.
That's what
Like
I'm wondering. Like, what's happening in terms of why he's not? Why
I think the
anyone
game
thought him?
is faster now.
That's
Some of the
true.
team, and I think he didn't have that anymore. He's never was like a real quick guy. He did a lot of bully ball, played to the basket. He post guys up, and that's not today's NBA. So
Yeah.
to have him come in as a guy, it's not going to fit with a lot of today's NBA. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Hector says Melo is the most disrespectful player I've ever seen. I don't know
Oh,
about
disrespected player?
because he hasn't. I mean, they when you think about it, Pedro Thorpe dropped a lot of teams that people sign up
Yeah,
for him. So,
yeah,
it could be that. I mean, it's the NBA has changed. I saw something randomly about Brooke Lopez. I think Paul Pierce said this. How Brooke Lopez was able to transform his game from being he was the guy. He wasn't the teams weren't all that great, but if you think about it, the fact that he was able to kind of reposition his career as a backup in the Bucks was, and people may not know who Brooke Lopez was. He was the dude. He was scoring 20. He was scoring 20 and 10
yeah,
for a minute when he first
yeah.
came out. It was him and his brother Robin.
And his
I
brother
don't
Robin.
think it. I
Yeah.
don't think his Robin is still in the league. It could be. I'm not sure.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is either. He was for a while as well.
Yeah,
He wasn't the better. Brooke developed a 3-point shot, and that allowed
that's
him
where.
to sustain
Yes,
his career more. And
absolutely.
I don't think the other brother was able to do that or didn't do that.
I
So
don't think he cared to do it. But
yeah,
but yeah, Brooklyn was able to, and he got his ring, and he was able to back
yeah,
up, and he's still able to contribute. So yeah, I think as things get your time obviously affects us all. Got to able to move with the times, and who knows what's going on with Cam? I still think if he truly wants to be a backup, someone should sign him, right?
yeah. Listen. When he says there's not 32 guys better than me. I do believe that statement. I think we can pick some
I can
franchises and
agree.
say,
I can
you know
agree.
what,
Yeah,
Cam Newton is a better football player, leader. He could actually, but the problem is you have to design your whole offense around him. The rushing that he can do,
yeah.
the goal line offense, you have to really formulate packages just for him. So I think he would be a great backup in like New Orleans. Think about what New Orleans did with that Taysom Hill guy. He played like quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back, this big white dude. He did everything, right? I can see Cam Newton doing some goal line things and some great packages with the Saints or some kind of other team. I think Cam Newton would be fantastic in Buffalo, backing up Josh Allen, because
Oh,
Josh
so basically,
Allen is the
running any running ish quarterbacks, he could
yes, yes.
probably jump
I think
in
he could
and
fit in. Yeah, and then something happens with Allen, and you got a backup quarterback that can also still run the ball and do some things. And so I think he should be a backup in the league. I don't think he wants that, right? And
someone threw out the team to be a backup. The Chiefs. Someone threw that out there. And again, the same thing. The design packages, like
Yeah.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes is gonna. You could tell like they're trying to protect him too. Sometimes he runs a little bit too much, and they may not want him getting slammed for certain kind of goal line stuff. Like maybe Cam could
Put him
jump in there too,
Yeah.
and then at least you'll know there's no way Cam thinks he's better than Patrick Mahomes, right? Like that'll be the one quarterback. Like
Good point. Well, same with Buffalo. He's not better than Josh Allen, and that's clearly his team. But I think he could help in some regards. And there's a lot of those guys on the Bills got swag and they got big personalities. So Cam might fit into where he's not the only guy. He went to New England and he had a little bit of success there, but like he was the main guy in New England, right? And he knew it. But then like that's not like a team thing. So he's got to go somewhere where he can kind of fit in a little bit. But he should be on the NFL roster the same way Colin Kaepernick should have been on the NFL roster years ago because he should have been, but he wasn't, for different reasons than Cam. But I think these guys, there's not 64 guys or 63 guys better than Cam Newton. Come on.
That's what I'm looking. I'm looking at the teams right now and their starting quarterbacks, I guess, for last season. Let me see if I can pop it up and see which ones that Cam Newton is better.
He's better than Carson Wentz was.
Yeah,
he's better than whoever Pittsburgh Steelers were throwing out there, the Carolina Panthers. He's better than, is he better than Derek Carr? It's probably pretty much the same. They do different things, but I think he's better.
I'll pick Carr over him right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So looking at AFC, he's not better than Lamar Jackson, not better than Allen, not done. Damn, all these in the AFC? Jeez. It's like a murderer's row. You got Watson, Wilson, Davis Mills.
It's just different. He's better than Gardner Minshew and Sam
Elliott. So he can, and they're not even looking at Jimmy, no. Matt Jones, they already did that. Kenny Pickett.
He was better than Zach Wilson was last year.
Oh, yeah, he was god-awful. Kenny Pickett, he picked it up a little bit towards the end, if I remember. Like I
think he's better than Ryan Tannehill.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
I think some Tennessee fans. Well, I think I think they're thinking that Tannehill is costing them prime Derek
Henry
years. Like he's not putting in. I don't know who Desmond Ridder is.
He was a rookie for the Falcons. He didn't start, so they had Marcus Mariota. Desmond Ridder kind of came in at some points in the season. I think for him, it's like these teams have to decide, okay, do I want a Cam Newton for a year or two? Or do I want to build so it's a decision because Cam Newton's a better football player than Desmond Ridder. He has
right now.
Right now, that's my point, right? And Cam Newton's saying there's not 32 guys better than me. I believe him.
I agree.
Andy Dalton's trash. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andy. Yeah, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say like Kirk Cousins. He put some numbers.
Overall, he's better for that offense because he throws better. But
Wyatt, listen, Baker Mayfield.
He's better than Baker. Baker Mayfield is the most overrated dude, man. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan.
He talked a lot of stuff about Daniel Jones. And look what happened.
Mayfield?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. You're right. Yeah. When he got drafted.
Yeah, disrespect.
I remember that.
Nova says disrespect for Minshew. Minshew had a few chances to show that he was the guy. Like, yes, he's a charismatic dude, and you want to root for him. I wish he could play well because he seems like a really cool guy. But he has some opportunities, and he hasn't really shown it, right? Like, clearly, Jacksonville, they got Trevor Lawrence now, so they're
going to be fine.
So we'll see. I think hopefully he gets back in. It would make sense for the Commanders, Ron Rivera. They had some good times together. No, I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's not happening. Hold up. Ron Rivera's Redskins, right? And they just got rid of Wentz.
Excuse me. It's called the Commanders now.
Oh, I always listen. I'm old school.
They changed it. Nova. You people changed it. So we gotta call it which you guys are the Commanders. Like
Well, so who's their quarterback?
Right now I think they released concept. Well, Nova, you answer. Who's the quarterback for your lovely team?
Is it
they got Sam Howell,
the Heineke guy,
and Jacoby Brissett.
They got Brissett. Okay,
he's serviceable.
No, no, no,
Serviceable.
absolutely. But you're not winning a playoff game with Jacoby Brissett.
So should they? So they should sign Cam then.
Well, you're not. You're probably not winning a playoff game with Cam Newton either. But my whole point is there's not 32 guys better than Cam Newton. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
But for this year at least coming up. But long term, I can see why he doesn't get a job because of his personality and all that. Plus, you're trying to build something with more maybe a younger guy. But you can't tell me that like some of these. I mean, Cam Newton he can still make a lot of things happen. I mean, he went back to Carolina for that first game. He ran it in a couple times. It has to be the whole offense has to be designed around him. So that's the issue. So it's very risky, but he can still do some things, I think.
Gotcha. Oh, Nova's trying to trash Daniel Jones. He won a playoff game, sir. So check the tapes. Pedro, Zach Wilson is much more overrated than Mayfield. I think he's properly. Everyone don't like Zach Wilson.
But
At least
Zach
Mayfield
Wilson
has
doesn't
played good games. Mayfield has played good games. Zach has been terrible for.
Yeah. I mean, Mayfield's better than Wilson, but my point, Mayfield gets a lot of attention. He gets more attention than he should. He's on TV commercials and all this and all that, and it's like,
well, he had a good team. He had a good season. He won what was it, over 10 games. He started turning it around in Cleveland. Jeremy says Tua is overrated. He has a stable of Tua shouldn't play football anymore. I'm being serious. Not about skill or talent. That dude got hit too many hits in the head. It's going. I don't want to predict this and be that asshole out here. Mm-hmm. You can't take so many hits like that. I see a lot of boxers, some MMA fighters, and not the new ones, the ones from the past, like your Chuck Liddells.
Yeah.
When you hear them speak, you're like, what are you saying? It sounds like Biden when he's speaking, and Biden never got hit in the head. He's just old and he has dementia.
Yeah.
But you can't, and the way there's been a lot of hits that dude put up. I don't know. I think
Tua has the advantage of his accuracy is very good. But he definitely has taken some hits, and there's a history of some injury and the hits there, concussions. He has his advantage. That Mike McDonald, that coach, very different, unique, risk taker. I like him. His offensive mind's obviously great, but he's got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, a lot of speed, running backs with speed. They had some good pieces around them. I don't think Tua is a really good quarterback. Tua is not going to win the Dolphins Super Bowl. I just doubt that he can do that in today's NFL with all the other guys in the AFC that I think are much superior than him. But if let's say the Dolphins had somebody like, I don't know,
Lamar.
If a Lamar,
that would be dangerous.
If the Dolphins had Trevor Lawrence, they'd be up there with the Bengals and the Chiefs, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Trevor has that arm.
Trevor's got the arm. He's very mobile as well. So he's, Tua is all right. But yeah, Lamar Jackson with the Dolphins, that would be crazy, man.
That's not fair. Levi is my Giants brother. I have to put this up. He said, put this up because we have some Commanders fans that are talking about what Jones has done. But he said, you can't talk. DJ owned the Redskins.
Don't bring Levi out. He's going to clown on y'all.
Listen, that's the one. That's what I was saying. The one team that for some reason Daniel Jones can beat is the Commanders. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But poor Commanders. Sorry, Nova. Sorry.
But they're going to get a new owner soon. Looks like Daniel Snyder is about to make a grip. Gonna make a few billion.
How many billions? Couple billion?
Probably. 2, I think he may get $4
billion. Wow.
Yeah. Washington Redskins. I'm sorry, Commanders. Major market. It's a long story franchise. A lot of merchandising. They have the history, winning Super Bowls. Jeff Bezos for some reason wants to own that little area in Washington D.C. He got the Washington Post.
Yeah.
But I think there may be some competing it, but he got so much money. Well, I don't know why does he even need people to join in the ownership group?
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Sound businessman. He's like, I'm never go 100% on everything. I don't care if I have it. You want to go 20?
Yeah, but 100% on an NFL team, you're not losing money. You can't. The way the NFL trajectory is and the TV contracts, the merchandising, the popularity of the sport, it's America's sport right now. It's overtaken everything. So you're not going to. So just buy the damn team.
Yeah, I mean, And you know that he'll just hire people because he's
Yeah,
not going to try
no.
to do what a lot of
He's
these
gonna
other
have to get a
owners do.
GM and a lot of people to support
Yeah.
him, but it does he's
Um.
got endless money, so it doesn't matter.
There is someone that's selling a team, and I am a little conflicted. I understand. He's probably tired of it, but Michael Jordan selling
Yeah.
the Bobcats. I
No, the
thought. Oh, Hornets.
Hornets.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry to change the names. Uh it's interesting because he's clearly not good at it.
yeah,
Maybe he finally realized that he's going to make a come up. He only spent 150 million on that team. When he's selling, he's going to get probably like $2 to $3 billion.
yeah. Well, but he got it with the Bobcat, right? It was the Charlotte Bobcats, I
Yeah,
think, when
and then they
um
went back. They took the Hornets. They had the
yeah,
Hornets, went the Bobcats, went back to Hornets. Okay,
yep, yep. And I mean, listen, it, who it Michael Jordan's not, you know, when you have when you're Michael Jordan, man, some of these greats, like you can't be a great the greatest ever and then also be a really great executive. Like because you don't understand why these guys can't play like you did. That's the issue with Michael Jordan,
yeah,
right? You expect him just to be winning like you did, and it doesn't work like that. So he's gonna sell it and it'll be fine. And he's
and I
got,
think he's still
he's
going to
into
have
all
some
kinds of
ownership to it.
sports. Yeah. He's got like uh, Formula F1 teams and like the racing teams. He has all these fishermen, like the boat, like the fishing
He
marina
sponsors that too.
teams. He does all kinds of stuff. He's all over the golfing courses he has. Like this guy he's all over the place. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and he was. I mean, Michael Jordan is the worst owner in the NBA. He may, and it's so ironic. The greatest NBA player ever played the game.
yep,
The point where this is how bad it was that even after he retired, he would go to the team and beat their asses in practice.
yeah,
Like beat him like he's 50 and he's still spanking everybody. I think he had to realize like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is happening here? And then a lot of the picks he picked, Adam Morrison, that was a whiff. What was another like? There's a few of them that were just now. Well, I don't know. Ball is good, but I think he's just tired. Yeah, Levi, perfect comment. I think he's mentally done. Like he tried it. He's been successful for every other aspect of his life,
yeah,
and he could make 3 billion. F it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because I think Lamelo, Ball is a good player. Like,
Yeah, I feel like he's been hurt this year.
yeah.
But he's good. He's
He can
got star
play.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah,
he can play. He's somebody that you definitely can build your team around as far as the marketing and everything else and the growing of it in your city because he has that appeal to him, right? The star quality.
yeah.
But yeah, they'll probably be better off without MJ because you'll get some actual, basketball guys that want to build a team in a more structured kind of way. And I think MJ's just he assumes it's going to be like it was when he was playing. It just doesn't work
No,
like that. You can't
no.
manage the way you play. So
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I think the moment that he's no longer the owner, somehow they're gonna start winning.
they'll
Somehow,
probably be,
and
yeah.
maybe it's his intensity, it's him being there. I don't know. I mean, imagine if he was an NBA player and you play for Michael Jordan. Like, how
Michael
well would
Jordan
you
sitting right there. Like, yeah, I mean,
looking
come on.
super sad? You like because you guys suck. Like,
Yeah.
the pressure. A lot of people are not made for that. He's not the nicest guy around. It's not like if LeBron on a team. I'm sure he'll probably be more embracing and a little bit more have some more emotional
Oh, Michael
intelligence.
Jordan's known to be an asshole. Like he's
Yes.
known to kind of be that kind of just, yeah. So
Yeah. So it's a little sad because like you'd want him to be as accomplished as the owner. But yeah, some people just don't have it. And there's a few NBA players that have like or great executives, like Jerry West is like, I mean, that's the guy who picked Kobe. He knew Kobe was going to be something
yeah.
special. Where a lot of us was like, maybe I don't know.
And then Jerry
Joe,
West he was an executive at some point, I believe, or GM. He started the whole Warriors thing. He was
yeah,
part of the Warriors, I believe, right? And
yeah,
then he went to maybe Memphis or somewhere else. But Jerry West is definitely I think his mind and how to build a team is just different than Michael Jordan's. And
yeah.
that's fine.
The only one I can think of like great executives as former players, Joe Dumars, like in the Pistons, he built that
Yeah.
team. He did whiff with Darko
Instead of
Milanovic.
Carmelo, instead of Melo, yeah.
Yeah, so he could have won more than one championship. Clearly, if he
Could you
had that
imagine?
team with
They would have won even with Melo, right? So Melo
easy,
would have a championship ring, maybe another one.
probably,
Okay. So let's
Probably.
just say they got two. Let's say Melo's got 2 rings. And then after some of the older guys on the Pistons went away, and then maybe LeBron goes to Detroit to play with Melo versus
You
to
never know.
Miami, the whole trajectory of Carmelo's legacy is changed by him getting picked third versus second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Darko did not play very well
No, he was
at
trash.
all.
Trash.
And that's the thing about the foreign players. Like, you still like everyone wants the Dirk, obviously
Yeah.
Luka. Like, you want these like generational players, and you'll pick one that's tall and athletic looking, and have this perfect footage. You see them overseas, like this guy is amazing, and then he comes in,
Yeah.
and it's a culture shock. And obviously, they don't want to play. I don't think he ever cared about playing. Seemed like he's a
Yeah.
guy. He got there and he's like, no, I want to. There's a
Yeah.
passion that's not there. So, well, but going back to NBA, I don't know who's gonna win. Oh yeah, I was gonna say something. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are gonna make it to the finals.
What? No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The Suns. Who knows what's gonna happen with
Oh yeah.
Katie?
Durant. Yeah.
That's stop.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the Nuggets. I don't believe in the Kings. Who else is there? Warriors. Who else is there? The Kings. You like the Kings,
a
but I
healthy
remember
Lakers team. The Lakers the Lakers when they. I mean, Anthony Davis when he is on the court, he cannot be played with.
a stiff windy day can snap AD's ankle. So yes, if it's in a bubble and everything is controlled, yeah, the Lakers could win. But I don't trust the injuries because once AD's down, that's it. It's game over. Yeah, and I'm not even a big fan of the Grizzlies.
Have you seen the Sacramento Kings play? They are impressive.
I haven't because I have the stupid package, but I'm never up to watch them play. I know someone was saying how they have a great team. They're young though. Same thing with the Grizzlies. Very young.
Well, they're about this. Yeah, they got Sabonis isn't a young guy. Fox has been in the league several years now. So they got the kid from the Pacers. Like they're young, but they're not rookies and 2-year players. A lot of their guys have been in the league 3, 4, 5. Sabonis has been in the league for maybe 7, 8 years by now. So they're young and their coaches, doing a good job. The Kings, man, it's crazy because when you start the year and the Kings have been bad for so long, but
so long.
They're so efficient from the 3-point. They're good defensively. They're a really good basketball team.
Yeah. Nova says I'm smoking something.
Not yet.
Not yet. And Hector is yelling the Knicks. What are you saying, Hector? Are you saying the Knicks are a part of this? Where do you think the Knicks are gonna go?
I think the Knicks are a perfect comparison to the Giants. They're going to be in the playoffs. They could win a series the way the Knicks won, the way the Giants won that playoff game. But the Knicks ain't going to win a Super Bowl, or they're not going to win a championship the way the Giants. It's just not going to happen.
So you're saying that the Knicks are not going to make it out of the East?
No, not at all. The Knicks aren't beating the Bucks, the Heat. They're not beating a 7-game series. Who's the other team in the East? Celtics. They're not beating the 76ers in 7 games. They're not. It's not happening. No.
It's not happening. Yeah, well, you heard that, Hector? It's not happening.
Sorry.
Darkman Jeff says the Kings are about to be a problem.
Yes,
I can see the problem. Yeah, I can see it's a lot of scenarios, but for some reason the Grizzlies keep winning, and they win without John Morant. They win with him and win without him, and they're a deep team. They're a young team, and they're really, really angry, and they have a lot of confidence. It's annoying. I don't like Dillon Brooks at all.
I was just about to ask you, Hannibal. What's your thoughts on Dillon?
Don't
Brooks?
like him. Don't like him. His enforcement. I guess this is Generation Z kind of basketball enforcer.
Yeah,
just a clown. Like he's no Charles Oakley. He's no even Dennis Rodman. Rodman was annoying, but he wasn't. I don't know. Like it's something about Dillon Brooks. Like, all right, Rodman played really hard defense, but he didn't have a problem with everybody.
Yeah,
like everybody. Yeah. Dillon Brooks wants to have a problem with everybody. Rodman wasn't yelling at people on the in the fans. He played basketball. Yeah. So I'm trying to think like what other like enforcers that you saw that that would remind you of Dillon Brooks and how he plays. Like I don't.
Yeah, he's a new form of enforcer, and he's embracing it. So I give him respect for that. I give him his props. He's embracing the role. He's the enforcer.
Yeah,
He's going to stir the pot. He's going to, he's like Draymond. He's a cheap man's Draymond, and
yeah.
Draymond is a cheap man's Rodman or Lambeer
Yes, that's a
or
good one. Yeah,
Oakley. And but so
yeah,
Dylan Brooks is just generationally, we're just taking another step down on what we're calling enforcers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The tough guys.
Exactly.
So
I think that's a perfect way of saying it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't like the way he looks either. He's goofy looking to me. I just don't like him. I think he's a good basketball player, but I think he thinks he's a little better than he is already. I think he could be better if he focused some of his energy that he does with the enforcing. If he just did a little bit less of that and focus on the basketball skills, he could be better. But I think he's embraced the role so much because Ja and the other guys can do things that, they got Ja, they got the Jaren Jackson Jr., great defensive player, like probably going to be defensive player of the year. And then they got the other guy, the big dude, Bane, I think his name is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's putting up 25 a game. He's really, I saw him in person when we went to game. He's impressive. He's offensively very gifted. The Brooks guy is just, I don't know. Something about him I don't like.
Yeah. So how far you think the Grizzlies will go this playoffs? You think they'll get to the finals?
I think they can get to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they'll make it to the NBA Finals. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. I definitely think they will make it to the finals. I definitely agree. Hey, we didn't even talk about the Clippers with no Paul George there.
Yeah, no.
That's it. I mean, I would like I like how the team constructed. And I don't like Russ on that team either. So that's what I thought. Once KD went to the Nets, I mean to the Suns.
You thought that
was it.
Yeah.
Because it was at a point it looked like it because you're gonna stop those two scorers and he still got Chris Paul there and he still got that tall guy. He doesn't like playing basketball, but he's there. He's tall and he can at least score some baskets. But when KD hurt himself over nothing,
but he'll be back for the playoffs, right? I feel like he's going to be. At least that's what I saw, and he fit in really good with that team. A couple games I saw, there was one game he was so efficient, and they seemed like they really gelled well together. And Booker's gonna be the leading scorer for that team in the playoffs. He's gonna score 30, 32, 35 a game. KD will probably be right below as far as the averages, but KD will be the guy that had the ball for the last shot. You best believe that. Because it's Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's crunch time, KD is going to be the guy to take the shot.
You got to give him the ball. You no one because he has a shot that can't be blocked. Yeah. He can shoot anytime he wants. I mean, he's too damn tall. And I don't know if that's just the issue. He's just so tall and big. These guys with their legs and he came back to the playoffs after a long injury back in a couple of years ago when he was with the Warriors, and he got hurt again. And he just landed like nothing happened, just landed, and he knew he landed wrong. I was like, well, the Raptors got the championship in this one, so we'll see. This is going to be a very exciting playoffs, I think, because there is no one. There is no one guy, and I think I'm gonna definitely drop some betting odds before it's the whole playoff.
So it sounds like you're leaning to the Grizzlies, and then who are in the East? Are you going? Who's your East? Who are the Grizzlies going to play?
I think the Bucks got it again.
Really?
I don't. Yeah. I think they can especially if they have a full squad. Obviously. Yeah, I don't see anyone in the East beating the Bucks.
Not the Celtics, not the 70. Well, I think Embiid got banged up. He's out for a game or two, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
And the thing about the 76ers, they play well, playoffs, something goes wrong. Harden's going to get hurt or he gasses out. And then it's just Joel by himself. So I don't trust that team. So, Bucks, Grizzlies. That's not bad.
I mean, I would love to see the Celtics make it and win it because Jason Tatum, he's a hometown St. Louis kid. Love to see him win a ring. That'd be just great for the city and the town. And, he's a great player. And Jaylen Brown's been playing great. So I think let's say the Grizzlies make it out, if the Grizzlies have to beat the Celtics, they're not beating the Celtics in 7 games. No way. But that'd be fun to watch. See, that'd be some exciting basketball. You got Dylan Brooks trying to guard Brown or Tatum. And, those guys are going to be John. You got Morant and Tatum. and Marcus Smart, and that would be a fun series. So that I could see that happening, but I still don't think the Grizzlies are going to make it out of the West.
All right, we'll see. I mean, I would not mind if they did lose. If they got swept, I think it'll be hilarious. Don't think I'm saying this because I don't like the team. John Moran has been a clown. He needs to grow up. I think he's only saying the right things so he can stop getting in trouble and stop losing his endorsements.
It does seem
His
that way,
father
yeah.
has not done a great job of he. I guess he has no control over his kid. He doesn't. I think he's just riding along, enjoying being a courtside, probably getting some older trim because my son is in the NBA and I can just hang out. I used to play the NBA too, and he's probably just out there enjoying and being that celebrity dad. But you can tell that he is not able to do anything about his son's behavior. So I'm not a fan of the team. I just think there's certain things happening in the West where I just don't trust a lot of what's going on. And the Grizzlies play and win games.
They do, and you can't argue with that. And they do have some good pieces, and they still have Steven Adams. He's been hurt, and he should come back. He's somebody that can really make a difference in a playoff series. He's tough, rebounding, defense. He's one of the leaders of that team. So they definitely could get there. I wouldn't be surprised by it, but we'll see. I've been watching some of the NCAA, and that's been amazing.
We didn't even talk about that.
It's been a couple of years since I've been in it, but I'm telling you right now, I mean, the upsets. There's never been a year like this before.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, there's no number ones, no number twos left, no number three. I mean, it's crazy. No Kansas, no Dukes, no North Carolinas, no Villanovas. I mean, it's just it's impressive. And I watched UConn play the other day. They looked phenomenal. So that's who I think is going to wind up winning the whole thing, at least based on who's left. I don't think these Florida Atlantics are going to wind up winning. They could, but I think it's going to be really hard for them. I think UConn's my pick there. But these games have been amazing. The women's games have been phenomenal. I mean, the competition over there is just unbelievable. The girls from South Carolina, I mean, this is their third straight trip to the Final Four. You got the girl from Iowa, Caitlin Clark. I have never seen a basketball player like this in the college level for women. And there's been great women players. She's throwing up 40-point triple doubles. I mean, it's amazing, right? Shooting from half court and making shots. She's like Steph Curry, basically.
That's what's up.
So there's been some really great basketball in a college game in the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Darkman Jeff says UConn's my pick as well.
They look so
I'm gonna start paying attention. I was so out of it. I was so out of it this last week. I really wasn't watching a lot of it, but I did see I think people find this more exciting when you don't see the same names and the same teams showing up every year. That there's a lot of upsets. It destroys your brackets. I don't even try to do a bracket. I don't watch it. I don't follow enough to even make an educated guess.
Yeah. But
when you see unexpected things, I think that makes the game interesting. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, before I'm losing my voice, but the last thing I want to talk about and recommend, if you love some R&B, if you love to listen to that soulful, you put it on, either you're trying to get with your significant other or you're trying to leave your significant other, listen to this album. It came out maybe a week ago. From Music Soul Child. Now you guys
is he still making music? I love Music Soul Child.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Great. Awesome. Just Friends, Half Crazy.
Love
fantastic.
Music Soul Child. Yeah.
He linked up with the producer Hit Boy. Now you know who Hit Boy is.
What?
He's the one that's put all of the last Nas 4 albums.
Yeah.
The King Disease and Magic. He's probably on a
LeBron
right level run in the Eastern Conference. He is dropping great production after great production after great production. It's called Victims and Villains.
I gotta look.
Fantastic R&B album. It's has that 90s feel. Hit Boy is able to make that those productions, those tracks have that old school feel for us old people. But check it out, Victims and Villains. Music Soul Child sounds exactly how he sounded before.
Right here. Wow, he still looks the same too.
He looks the same, sounds the same. If you like R&B, you're gonna enjoy it. Nice. And then another album. Hit Boy came out with his old album.
So I listened to the song you sent me. It was solid. And I listened to actually some of the songs after. I think that were probably from that album. I
Yes.
think that's how
The
Apple Music
name of
works.
the album, is Surf or Drown. Very dramatic.
Yeah,
Um, he has some bars. I don't know who's helping him or if he's writing himself. Solid, like
yeah, it was solid.
solid artist.
Yeah,
And another really good song. I don't know if you listen to this one, "Slipping into Darkness." Is
I
him
did.
with the Alchemist. That
Yeah,
is
it's
just
good.
brilliant.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the Alchemist was rhyming like that.
I know
Like,
it's great. I neither did I.
listen, you listen to these two albums, you're good. You're good. You're good for the afternoon. I think.
Well, I'm gonna listen to. Thanks for the recommend Music Soul Child. I mean, I would say early 2000s, mid 2000s, so 2000 to like 2008. I mean, he had some bang. I mean,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
great songs, man. I mean, yeah, I can still remember him now. Yeah,
And it looks like Hit Boy can just revive people's careers just
yeah,
off the rip. Like I didn't even know this
crazy.
was even discussed. So I think I was just randomly looking at Hit Boy stuff. I was like, wait, Soul Child's album? And I listened,
That's
I'm like, this
crazy.
is really,
Yeah.
and I heard this all last week. So definitely check those out. Let me know what you guys think. I gotta get out of here. My voice is failing right now. So but we did an hour. We're good.
We did do our listen. Show some love to my man Hannibal coming through. He's got a little bit of a cold or whatever he's got going on over there.
Something.
He's got the glasses, so he's looking good. That's all that matters. And listen, y'all have a good one. We'll be back possibly, I guess, Wednesday if Hannibal's up to it, and then we'll be back next Monday. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I think we hit like 450 subs or something, so it's
Yep.
getting there, y'all. We'd love to get to 500 pretty soon. We appreciate everybody that comes in here and shows us love, support. You guys talking amongst yourselves in the chat. We love doing this. It's fun. We like meeting you guys in the chat, and it's just the beginning. We got other things going on, but like this is something we really enjoy doing, and we enjoy you guys coming along for the ride. So thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.